You know, relays that are used in your vehicle come in different shape and style. Some of them are like this, 4-point type. We have 4 terminals to be connected for this particular relay. Some of them are 3-pin type. Look at right here, for example, we have 1, 2, 3 pins only for this relay. And some of them there are 5-pin type relays. Look at here, we have 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. These are 5-pin relays. Now, even though the terminal number and design slightly varies, the principle of operation is the same. They all have an electromagnetic switch that is activated by a very small current. They are used to control a large current circuit with a small current. Now let's have a look at the internal construction to see how they actually are designed. Look right here, for example. This is a 4-point type relay. As you can see, those heavy contacts, heavy terminals, those 2 are for the load circuit, for the large current circuit. And if you watch down there, there is a very tiny line. Those 2 are for the control circuit. Now, those upper terminals are designated like 30 and 87. The lower lines, they are 86 and 85. Commonly, terminals are designated in such a fashion. If you watch on the upper side, if you watch right here, for example, right here we have the electromagnetic coil. The electromagnetic coil, 2 ends of the electromagnetic coil are connected to those tiny lines, 85 and 86. Look right here, there is a very tiny line connected to that pin going down, which will then come up to the terminal. And on the other side also, if you watch right here, we have terminals, and right here we have terminals. So these are the 2 ends of the coil. If you don't have continuity between line 85 and 86, it means this coil is broken. So when you are measuring continuity between resistance between 85 and 86, you are actually measuring the resistance of this coil. So if you find an open circuit, it means this coil is disconnected. It could be disconnected from the soldering point or somehow broken internally. And if you find nearly 0 ohms between 85 and 86, it means this is burned out. If this coil gets blown out, you will be finding a very small resistance value, which is indicating internal short circuit. And for this 4-pin relay, those 2 terminals, terminal 30 and terminal 87, they are the contacts right there. If you watch down there on the lower side, there are contact points down there. Those contact points, the movable contact will be moved up when this is magnetized. Otherwise, it will remain down by a spring force. Only when the coil is energized will it come in contact with the other terminal. So that is how this electromagnetic relay operates. If you watch right there, there is a contact. Right here, there is a contact. There is a spring-loaded contact. And only when the coil is energized will it operate. So this is the construction and design of a 4-point relay. Now the difference we have with the 5-point relay, this type of relay with the 5-point, there are additional terminals. We have continuity between 87A and 30 when the coil is not energized. And then when the coil is energized, it will jump to terminal 87. So we have additional contact that is in connection when the coil is not energized. But this one will have only 1 contact point, and we have 4 terminals for this relay. When it comes to the construction of a 3-point type, look at here, right? Right here we have 3 terminals. There are 3 terminals, and we have a 3-pin relay right here. Now, when you look at how it is constructed, look, similarly, there is a coil. That coil has 2 terminals. 1 terminal right here if you see right there, it is soldered to 1 leg right here. If you follow that, it is soldered to that upper leg. And if you flip to this side, the other end is also soldered right there. And that terminal, it is the middle terminal actually. It is connected to this same line, that is terminal. If you watch right there, that terminal is connected and it will come to this terminal, the one on the left side. So if you measure continuity now, you will have continuity between the line on the left side and the line on the lower side. So we have continuity between these 2. Now, this one, it will go to the control circuits. This will be taken to the switch. Power will be connected to this line. And when this control circuit provides ground, that heavy contact will contact to this output line. So these are the 3 terminals. The 3 terminals are designated in such a fashion. This right here is designated as line 2. This line is line 3 and this one is line 1. So line 1 will be power supply for the coil, and power supply for the large load as well. This line, the one on the left, that will be line 1. You connect battery power to this line. And when this is energized, when number 2 is grounded by the switch, we will have continuity between line 2 and line 3. Line 3 is the one that is going to be connected to the load. If you watch right here, there is line 3. Line 3 is not contacting anything. Only when this is energized will it move and touch. Only when this is energized, they will have contact. Otherwise, see, when it is energized, we will have contact and we have touching. When it is not energized, that line 3, the one on the right side, line 3 is not continuous to anyone. So that is how you can identify the terminals, and that is how you connect them. So basically, this is how this internal construction of the 3-pin type relay done. So these relays are very crucial in your car's electrical system. For example, the headlight. If you see the headlight switch, it's a very tiny switch. That tiny switch is going to control a large current flowing through the headlight. Headlights can draw up to 20 ampere of current. Now, if you have to place a 20 ampere passing a switch inside the cabin, that will be a very large switch. But because of these relays, you can control the large current with a very tiny switch. The tiny switch is there only to energize this coil. The coil can be energized with a very small current. Now, that is why relays are required. Fuel pumps can be controlled by the electronic control unit. Only the relay will be triggered. Fuel pumps, and on some applications, you have wiper motors that are controlled by relays. Horn, you see, horns are controlled by relays on most of the cars. Headlight, tail lights, all those are going to be controlled by a relay. So a relay is very crucial in providing a switching task. By simply using a small current as a control circuit, you can control a large current. So that is how relays are constructed, and that is the benefit of having a relay. If you want to know how to troubleshoot a relay and what are some of the signs of a bad relay in your car, there's a video on that. You can watch it. I will leave the link in the description. You can go ahead and check it out. If you suspect any relay, how to pinpoint the cause of a trouble and how to locate a faulty relay in your circuit will be presented in that video. Well, that is all we have for you in this video. If you find this video helpful and if you enjoyed what has been presented, go ahead and smash the like button. If you are new to this channel, turn on notifications so that you will be the first to get notified whenever we come up with another video. Until then, stay safe.